I'm Ronald, K4GET. It's my ham radio license. What I'll be doing today is trying to improve the filtration of my koi pond, because as you can see I have just two small filters. That's a canister filter and that's a wet biological filter, and it's not adequate filtration for the koi fish, which are getting pretty large. The big one's about getting close to 2 foot long, and then there's a couple of other pretty good sized ones in there. It's a 7.5 foot by 5.5 foot by 4 foot deep in the deep end, and then there's a little ledge right here in the front of it where the fish like to swim, and I'll be putting plants or something later on. But that's a different build for from a different day. This is my first video, by the way, so again, don't feel I'm probably gonna miss a lot of stuff, but anyway, I'll be taking the DIY gravel filter, easy clean filter that's done in a 55-gallon plastic barrel, and I'll be improving it a little bit with what I think will be a big improvement. You be the judge, but I think it will be. I'll be adding a wet-dry biological type drip filter on top of it, and what I'll be using today is a 5-gallon water jug. You can see the 5-gallon water jug. I might use 2 of these, I'm not sure, possibly even 3 if they'll fit inside the 55-gallon drum, the top of it, but 1 to start out with, and we'll see how that works out. I took a razor knife and I cut around the top edge of this. Be careful, you don't want to get yourself cut. I just think a Sawzall would just be too rough and could cause the plastic to crack, so I used the razor knife round and round and round. I'll keep this for later on. I may put it inside upside down as a drip plate or something, or a divider later on, I don't know. So that's the 5-gallon water jug, plexiglass type. As you can see, I drilled a bunch of little holes in the bottom, and that's so the water can get back out into the DIY under gravel or gravel filter, easy clean method. As you see, I left a spot in the center because on the DIY gravel filter there is a tube coming out the middle of it for air, for easy clean method to clean the filter out. So what I might do is come up through the middle of this with my feed. Somehow I'll tap into that line and I'll bring the water up through the middle of this and then trickle down through the top with maybe a 4-way crossbar or something, and that's how I'll feed it for water. I'm not sure yet how I'll do that. I may just put a power head in the top of the filter and feed it from that. That's probably the method I'll go with, because it'll be easy to change it out if I need to. Just change out the power head. But that's how I'll be feeding this. It'll be filled with some kind of a wet-dry media like bio balls, or a lot of people are using scrubbing pads and sponges, which seem to be pretty good. But it'll be a trickle filter, wet-dry biological filter, add-on for the DIY gravel 55-gallon drum filter.